I am Austin McCleary, and my gamertag is Mikwen. I expect going into Season 2 that things will be a little different, which will give me some room to catch back up.
Any players that have impressed you in the first year of Halo Infinite?
Yeah, there's been a few players this year that I think either rookies or players that when I was playing Halo 5 were still kind of on the come up. I think if you look at like Collect as a rookie, as somebody that came in that was otherwise kind of unknown, he's extremely talented. I think Falcated's kind of boom over the last few years has been really impressive. And then obviously, you know, you have like Lucid and Trippy who finally got over the hump, and they've been really impressive as well.
Has anything in the meta surprised you?
I think really the biggest thing that I've seen that was different is the repulsor, like the way that that's used is a little bit more mechanically skilled than I expected. I think Lucid specifically, if you look at him, some of the movement stuff that he's done.
They are always in the hands of the likes of Lucid and Trippy. Oh my God, Lucid, you are an absolute beast!
I looked at it more of a like aggressive, like get some easy slays and stuff off, like specifically on live fire and recharge. But you've seen Lucid like do like almost thrust with it in ways to get out of position. So that's been one of the things, but mostly I would say that it's pretty much where we expected it to be.
Is there any mechanic or nuance that you thought would be utilized more or the players aren't utilizing enough?
Yeah, there's a few mechanics that I think the Disruptor's starting to get its time in the light a little bit more, but there's still things with that I see players not use to advantage. You know, I'll keep those in my pocket, but the Cortana scan, the AI scan, I think it's called Cortana scan in the campaign, but yeah, when you use the AI scan, I think that you get a lot of information from that players don't use, but also I don't know how much they're using it because Observer doesn't show it. An example of something that you can do in like the beginning of a game is on streets. Say you're pushing down P Street, and a lot of people like to push down Ivy and grab the spikes and push up to P Street. You can scan, so if you like look at the wall, there's the soda machine. If you're on the corner of the wall and scan, you can see if the spikes are picked up. So you know a guy's pushing at that point. There's just little nuances like that you can figure out. Weapon pads, like you can tell a weapon's gone. You can tell a combo's gone. So if you have OV, you know not to push in there because they probably have combo. There's stuff like that. I'm sure that there's players that do use it, and again, you can't really see through Observer, but I do think it's kind of underutilized. Your teammate might have just died, and you know that he had rockets. You can scan to see if the rockets are there or not. If the rockets aren't there, you assume that they probably have them. There's just a lot of little things that you can do like mid-game really quick. So my play style is a unique one. There's a lot of players that I looked up to. I was lucky enough to come up in a time where esports was very small, but it was a very tight-knit thing, and I was able to watch a lot of Halo 2, a lot of Halo 3, and then I went pro in Reach, and then kind of since then. You know, I was able to kind of play and learn and be taught by the legends of the game. You know, I got to team with Walshy, and then I was able to also team with Snipedown and Ola, and you know, I was also able to team with Hook, who came from Call of Duty, and will go down as a really great Call of Duty player. And then also for Halo, you know, he was a very fantastic player. So I kind of got this weird like middle ground where I was able to meet the legends, but also meet the new people that were coming up. So the play style is influenced by a lot of stuff. I would say it's almost a melting pot. You know, I learned a lot of the strats from Halo 2 and Halo 3, but then I also learned kind of the newer macro, micro type stuff of like, you know, it doesn't really matter what your setup is if I just fly at you and like outshoot you, right? The Renegades, the Formals, the Lucids, the Shotsies, the Frosties. Then I also learned, you know, from Ryan and Tom and back then of like, it doesn't really matter what their individual skill is if you have the right setup. So my two biggest inspirations when I was coming up was, early on it was Walsh, he's from Michigan, I was a Michigan guy. And Dave was just like the first superstar. And he was like really friendly and just seemed like somebody that you would really get along with. And then later on it was Ola, and especially when I teamed with Ola, teaming with Ola was something that changed my perspective as a player completely. So I actually started looking up to him more when I was his teammate than when I was just watching.
This is Golden Boy here, global icon, national treasure, and everyone's favorite Halo commentator that isn't named Dave Walsh. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you could check out all the awesome Halo content. You could watch videos here or here, depending on wherever they decide to put them. And you can also give this video and any other video a like if you happen to enjoy good quality esports content. That's all I got.